Hi guys, I have been getting this video in my inbox all day about what Dionne Jackson Miller said recently. So I decided to take a listen, and I'm here to share it with you because I cannot believe that Dionne Jackson Miller dash your PNP script and she come now being objective. I'm gonna let you listen to it. I think it's pretty interesting. Hi John, welcome. So, let me just play it real quick. When me talk it over here, some people will say, oh, she hate the PNP. Everybody know I'm gonna walk with the spirit of hate. Because when you walk with spirit of hate, you start looking like it, and I don't want to look like it, so I don't hate nobody. I just talk the truth and talk the brutal, honest truth. So, coming from Dionne Jackson Miller, who has been pushing this false narrative of the opposition.
Come. Time to get serious. The country needs an opposition. The country needs a viable opposition that looks as if it knows what it's doing in the parliament. And right now, not seeing that. The opposition has been doing whole heap of bawling about how it's being left out of the relief efforts. So why turn down an invitation like this? Don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good. Well, yeah, doesn't make sense. Even if this joint select committee is chaired by a government member, opposition members would still be sitting on the committee. They'd be right there. They can ask questions. They can probe. They can make recommendations. They can participate fully. They would have shown a good faith effort to work with the government, right? They'd have the good optics of having accepted an invitation from the Prime Minister. And yes, optics are important, right? It's politics, it's governance. Optics are important. Right now, what it looked like is like the Prime Minister extended a hand and the PNP box it away. It looks like the Prime Minister held out an olive branch and the PNP lick it out of his hand. It looks like the Prime Minister sent out the dove of peace to the PNP and then take slingshot, kill it. Fusing to sit on the committee was politically stupid. You know what this looks like? PM invites opposition to sit on a committee, opposition refuses. Well, actually, it doesn't look like that. It was like that. And believe me, when I say that, it's as far as most people will go. Then I'll just sit down and listen to one bag of explanation about duplication of function, duplication of resources, not enough space in parliamentary building for the different committees to meet. They're not going to look at any of that. Them just going here. Prime Minister extended an invitation. Opposition said no. All of that, what they've done is to handcraft their very own personalized, custom-made belt for the government to beat them with. PNP carry the belt go to Andrew and Desmond for them beat them with it. It's just straight up not politically savvy. I think even at this stage, PNP should backtrack and say, hold on, you know something? You want us to sit on this joint select committee? Sure, let's set it up. They can still change their mind. They still should change their mind.
Yes, so this is the Dionne Jackson Miller that I've been missing because, as I said, before the election, I believe that Dionne Jackson Miller was very objective with her coverage of the election. And for the most part, you could say that she was a fair person in the space. But after the election, for whatever reason, most of what she covered is pretty much almost like from the People's National Party playbook. But this is the Dionne Jackson Miller that I've been waiting for weeks to be objective.
Me dear, wait. That was a mouthful. So now try to tell me, say, over the last 2 weeks or so, or after the election, when we're out here, I say sitting around with Dionne, or she need to throw in the towel on this whole journalism thing, and that she was being extremely biased, we were right. She showed up in the people in press conference after the election defeat. Me know say liquor. Dionne did want the PNP to be the government, but it liquor. So now it look like she kind of take time and come out, come out of that post-election funk, or as I call it, the wholeness derangement syndrome that a lot of PNP are experiencing. But now I see why everybody has said it to me, because it is shocking to hear her say that. Where she said, come, the country need a viable opposition. They look for how we I say. This are the opposite. The from before election we attack it, you know. Said this is not a viable from 2020 me attack it. Said this is not a viable opposition because Mark Woolley cannot lead nothing.
Come. Time to get serious. The country needs an opposition. The country needs a viable opposition that looks as if it knows what it's doing in the parliament. And right now, not seeing that.
And me fi tell you. So what we are going to do now? What we are going to do about Dionne now? Should we forgive Dionne? Should we extend the olive branch? I don't know if I deal with this. Should we try to make amends? Because as a journalist in Jamaica, people expect fairness. People expect, objective news and objective dissemination of information. And a lot of people since the election felt like Dionne Jackson Miller did not deliver professionally, Now that she's saying what we've all been saying and what we've all seen of the opposition, of this opposition, that it's unviable, like she said, and all the things. It's like, okay, now them realize it, So I feel like we've been vindicated. People who, blog and vlog and whatever, and they're critics in the political arena, I feel like there's some vindication, because if anybody should be saying this, I mean, it probably shouldn't be Dionne Jackson Miller based on her stance, over the months. A lot of people felt like she's been very favorable to the opposition and very hard on the government. And as me said, where she come say some things which were false. She has not corrected them or apologized for them. And, between that and failing to be objective, a lot of people take issue with it and with her. So, I don't know if this is going to do anything for Dionne, if this is going to make people be more favorable to her or more forgiving, based on, the things that she's been saying lately or failing to say lately. There's a responsibility of journalists to make sure that, when they're bringing new things, and you see, the thing about journalism, it's supposed to be less opinionated and more, tell us what the story actually is and try to get questions answered by the people that you're interviewing and stuff. But there's a lot of opinions today from journalists and different journalists. And that's the thing. And, journalists have to be careful, because if they're too opinionated, then people can perceive that they are either biased or...
Come. Time to get serious. The country needs an opposition. The country needs a viable opposition that looks as if it knows what it's doing in the parliament. And right now, not seeing that.
Me no know. A whole heap of people are of the opinion that Dionne Jackson Miller has been, since the election, something happened. But me I wonder if this critique of hers, of the opposition being unviable and them don't know what they might do, I wonder if at this opposition, Dionne did want to come in our government. But you see with them now, today them do this and tomorrow then come back and do the same thing again, So they can't hear me. So I don't really have no opinion on it more than so. I just want to highlight and show people say, I know we out here alone attack it. And not true we attack. So people like Dionne come say the same thing, them unviable. And that's why September 3rd, the Jamaican people chose the viable leadership for the country. Anyway, thank you guys for joining. I'll catch you guys later.